Well, hello there, people of the internet and television again. I'm TheMBmulti, and I have no idea which episode this is because I've recorded 2 hours last time, and I probably cut it up into a bunch of episodes. So I guess this is episode like 62 or something, I don't know. In the previous few episodes, we had the bad ending with Natsuki. The literature club dissolved, and we just didn't really rekindle after we broke up, Natsuki and I. And now it shows the other option, and this option goes on for much longer than before. So we talked to Monika, we had a club meeting, well, we had like a party with all the club members at Sayori's house. We cleared the air between Sayori, Natsuki and I, and we talked about what we would do after we all graduated. And I asked Natsuki if there would be a future between us, and she didn't know yet. And now we are back in the club. Okay, everyone, it's finally time. I can't help myself from practically laughing at myself from my seat to the front desks. I'll bet Sayori was surprised, but at this point I don't care. I've been waiting for this moment. I pull a chair from the front row and take a seat. I can barely hold back my excitement. Someone's eager, haha. No need to get so excited. She says that, but she's beaming. I know how hard she's worked for this day. All of us have, actually. Sayori's made some cards for everyone, which we've all signed and written notes in. It's a really nice touch. And Yuri's prepared a surprise tea. As concerned as I am, she calls it a beautiful mixed blend. I'm pretty excited to try it. But most importantly, we all chipped in to create a manga chronicling our times at the club for over the past 2 years. 2 years worth of memories of good times and bad, all contained in these paper walls. I'm not sure this day could be any more perfect if it tried. But none of it can stave off the sense of loneliness we all feel, because this is our last official club meeting. The 4 of us graduate next week. Monika stepped down as the president 2 weeks ago, but she's done all the setup for today anyway. All we need to do is wait for the new president to return. Take a seat, everyone, she's on her way. Monika quietly puts her phone down and rushes to the small circle of chairs, where the 3 of us are already sitting. I can't wait to see the look on her face. I can imagine it'll definitely be a moment to remember. I glance at Sayori, seated next to me. She gives me a warm smile and reaches for my hand, squeezing it gently. Any seconds, the new president of the literature club will walk through, after her first official meeting with the committee. I glance over at the other 3, and I don't have to be a mind reader to feel the anticipation. We started planning this moment months ago. Our hard work is about to pay off. Sorry guys. Hey guys, sorry it took so... What? What is this? You guys... She looks around the room in awe. But we already had your graduation celebration, dummy. As she stands there, like a deer in headlights, Monika walks over and brings her to the center of the circle of chairs. The 3 of us stand up as she is brought over. Congratulations on your appointment, President! Yes, congratulations. We're all really proud of you. Thanks for all the hard work, Natsuki. I can't believe you did all this for me. Well, we've gotten 5 brand new members of the club. Well, you've gotten 5 new brand members of the club starting next year. You're already doing better than I did. That wasn't that hard. After all, Yuri helped me make friends with my classmates. She turns to face Yuri. Thanks, Yuri, again. Yuri smiles, averting her eyes, but not turning away. I couldn't say no to you, after you asked for my help, of course. It's nice to see how much better Natsuki and Yuri get along these days. After our breakup, Yuri proved to be a surprising source of comfort for Natsuki. I never would have guessed that Yuri would have managed to get through to her, but then again, my time dating Natsuki taught me that Natsuki is really a softie at heart. While the 2 girls aren't best friends by any means, the improvement in their relationship is pretty noticeable. At any rate, she's still hanging out with Yuri more than with me. But that's understandable. After all, not only did we break up, but she also rejected me the second time I asked her out. As much as I beat myself up over it though, when I think about it, when I think about it logically, I know that this was a natural conclusion to our relationship. I mean, hardly anyone starts with their first girlfriend on the long run. There's just so much we both have to work on, and throwing a romantic relationship into the mix didn't help matters. Just look at how naive I was only a year ago. It's hard to believe that all happened a year ago, with everything that has happened lately. With me applying for university, I've been pretty busy, so Yuri's actually been helping me get ready, and I really appreciate her help. It's a bit of a shame though. I asked last year if she'd want to come to university with me, but she didn't seem interested. I don't know if I'll be able to convince her one day, but at least I can come back during my breaks to see her. It's going to be rough spending that much time apart after we've been so close lately. Don't get me wrong, I'll miss the club members too. It's a shame actually. I originally applied for the same place Yuri's going to. It would have been great to have a friend there, but such is life. At least we'll have meetings with all of us together whenever Monika can come back. So there's that to look forward to. I just hope Sayori will be alright. And even though we didn't talk all that much, for the longest time, I was still next door. It'll be the first time physically apart in, well, as long as I've known her. I feel a tug on my sleeve. Sayori's trying to get my attention. Smiling at her, I grab her hand. It's been a long road, but we've never been closer. Natsuki's looking at us, bringing our thoughts back to the meeting. She stares at our hands, causing us to pull them apart. Once this thing between Sayori and I started happening, you can imagine how Natsuki felt. Suffice to say, she felt vindicated in everything she said back then. And well, this is probably why she stopped hanging out with Sayori and me. I don't blame her though, and she's actually never been uncivil to us. Just look at how she's put it aside for the sake of this party. Even so, I mentally apologized to her. So, are you going to try them? I noticed that she's holding a tray of cupcakes. There's icing on them in the shape of a cat. Well, that brings me back. Well, it's not like I made them for you or anything. She grins, handing me one. No, you made them for everyone. Exactly. It just so happens that I made them on your first day. I'm surprised you remember. Well, it seemed fitting, considering how crazy the past 2 years have been. That's true. My life's pretty different now. Yeah, you better not forget it. I didn't say it was better, did I? The pair of us laugh. It's been a while since we had such a chill conversation, considering how busy we've been preparing for university, and how busy she's been with the club. I feel myself relaxing into the back of the chair as Natsuki turns to say something to Yuri. So Yuri plops down next to me, close enough for me to see the crumbs in her mouth, but far enough to avoid drawing Natsuki's attention. She shoots me a guilty smile, causing me to pat her head in comfort. I don't know how difficult life could have been if I made different choices, but this? I can't say I'm unhappy, all things considered. Life could be a lot worse. After a minute or two, I gently motion for Sayori to move as I stand up. The moment I've been waiting for, I hold the manga in my hands, smiling as I reach over and tap Natsuki's shoulder. Natsuki, we made something for you. To, remember us by. Just in case you ever forget, Tell me I'll never forget anyone here. Not as long as I live. Her eyes light up as I hand her the manga. I know. Okay. Why the hell does Natsuki have multiple endings? Because this isn't the good ending either. The fuck? Okay, so I guess... Loads. I guess I have to go here and apologize and don't defend Sayori. I'm really sorry, Natsuki. I know that I ruined your day. My day? Way to pull all the blame on me. You can't seriously think I'm just upset because our plans changed, right? Then what? You aren't really that stupid, are you? I pause. I'm pretty sure that the time of my dry humor is long gone. Well, I wonder how you feel if I prioritize you and Yuri in the same way. Oh, I'm sorry for making you feel like you're less than Sayori. Really, truly, I really, truly care about you, Natsuki, more than words can express. I may not know her that well, if I'm perfectly honest, but I know what she's feeling. I just... For a moment, Natsuki's scowl deepens, but her expression softens, and the tears start rolling down her face. I don't understand why you would do this, when we don't even get to spend time alone together as it is. Haven't we both been looking forward to this day? And am I the one who thought it was supposed to be romantic? Great way to show that you care. Hey, come on now, that's kinda harsh, don't you think? Of course I care about you. I just didn't know Sayori would come over today, and I couldn't just kick her out. She doesn't say anything. You're really special to me, Natsuki. And please don't think for one moment that I value Sayori over you. I reach out to her embrace, but she shrugs me off. I don't want to be around you right now. I need some time to think. Natsuki turns towards the door, never once looking back at me. Okay, so no matter what I choose there is... So do I really have to spend no time with fucking Sayori in the beginning stages of the fucking story? Because that's bullshit. Okay, I can skip this. Okay, yeah, then this happens again. And this happens the same. You see, Sayori fucking comes along to my house. And then the game is like, oh yeah, you are having problems with Sayori. Okay, so what if I've apologized now? If I keep the money, is that just gonna happen the exact same way? I guess it does. Can I read the volume sometime? Why don't you go to the library? Spend your manga there too. That's all the same. I'll spend more time with my girlfriends. I just said it's stuff in public. Just imagine us reading together alone, no parents inside. You dummy! Okay, now that I say keep the money, I don't even quit the club right from the beginning. Because last time I quit the club right from the beginning. When I said keep the money. When, you know, I was super angry that my choice didn't matter at all. Alright, oh, this is new. Everything's finally set. I breathe a sigh of relief. At long last, I've gotten everything ready. The table, chairs, dinner, the works. I have to say, I've been learning from the best, but I think this meal would come together so well. I hope this works. I had to spend the week since Valentine's Day in constant state of purgatory, but tonight that all ends. For better or worse. I just hope I went about this the right way. The question will be, what wrench will be thrown in the works tonight? Just then I hear a knock on my door. Coming! And that'll be my favorite girl now. Is it Yuri? Is it Sayori? I can barely contain my anxiousness. It's taken almost a week to put this all together. So the door springs open. I see Sayori? Hey Mark. Hey Sayori, how's it going? Am I getting a sense of deja vu? I know I'm early, but... No, it's no problem. Come on in. Make yourself at home. Well, there's that wrench. Sayori wasn't supposed to be here for another half hour. If I don't think this through carefully, I'll have a problem on my hands. So you didn't really explain what was going on. You just wanted me over for dinner? Yeah, it's been a while since we hung out. Besides, there's something I need to talk to you about. Huh? But that can wait. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. It's more like I need to apologize for something. You don't need to apologize to me, silly. You've done nothing wrong. Like I said, don't worry about it. Make yourself at home. Sure. Is there anything else you need help setting up? No, just sit at the table. I need to make a quick phone call. Sure. She makes her way to the dining room. I hear her ask, why are there 3 chairs? Is your mom home? I know it's a surprise, like I said. Just give me a minute. Oh yeah, the alarm bells are ringing now. Okay, yes, okay. Is Yuri there? Yes, Yuri is there. One unread message from Natsuki. See message from Natsuki. It's only a minute or two away. Thank God. This is Sayori's house, but okay. I open the door and step outside into the cold night air, closing the door behind me. Showtime. After several minutes, I see a figure walking down the street. I jogged a few feet over to meet her, smiling all the way. What are you waiting outside for? It's cold. Well, before we go inside, there's something I need to discuss with you. She shoots me a look that makes me start to reconsider my choices. Not just the ones leading to this moment, but all of them. I'm well aware of how much Natsuki doesn't like surprises. I'm also aware of how little choice there was in this scenario. Well, I've got something to discuss with you before we go inside. And that would be? You know what? So, I know that you and Sayori haven't been on the best terms lately. Natsuki doesn't waste any time jumping straight to the answer I expect from her. I don't remember that being any of your concern. In fact, I remember specifically you being the root cause. The building anger in her small frame is palpable. It is my concern because you're my girlfriend and she's my best friend. I don't think it's reasonable for me to want to see you guys... Don't you think it's reasonable for me to want to see you guys stay friends? Not if you're not going to set boundaries that I'm comfortable with. That's why I want all of us to talk today. To set things straight and to clear up any misunderstandings. Us all? What do you mean by us all? Take a deep breath before continuing. Well, I wanted to get the two of you in the same room together for long enough to sort it out. You know, where I can mediate. Yep, that's the anger flaring up again. So let me get this straight. You invited Sayori to our date night? Am I the only one feeling déjà vu here? No, you're not. No, I invited Sayori to have dinner with us. On something that I specifically told you wasn't a date. And how's that supposed to make me feel better? Okay, I know how this looks. I'm with you. Really? Somehow I don't think you're truly with me if you don't even think I'm capable of handling my own relationships. You seriously think that you need to mediate my private business with other people? Who are you, some kind of therapist turned hero who needs to save me from my own anger? Natsuki, you know that's not what I meant. All I want is to help you to start a conversation. I mean, can you honestly say that you've tried to patch things up with her yourself? And who are you to define my friendship with Sayori? Sorry. Look, I know what you said to Sayori on Valentine's Day about not talking to me anymore. You heard that? I wasn't trying to ease her, but I just happened to walk downstairs while you were talking. That wasn't my best moment. Above remembering that fateful conversation with Sayori, Natsuki seems to deflate with wariness. She heaves a sigh before continuing to speak. Sorry, I know it's unfair to expect you to stop hanging out with your friends as much just because I'm your girlfriend. Well, in my defense, I didn't exactly want that to happen. But I know that I might have made it seem that way, especially to Sayori. It's not like I don't want to have any friends, but I just get jealous when I feel like I'm the second choice for someone I care about so much. Hey, you're always number one in my eyes. And I wouldn't say that it's all your fault. You were right in saying that I didn't set proper boundaries too. I definitely started this whole fiasco by hugging Sayori and letting her in on our Valentine's date. In fact, that's why I asked you to come over today. It's been eating away at me that you guys aren't as close as you were, and I'm trying to fix that. And to make it up to you, I've taken tomorrow off to spend time with you, as an actual date. We can do whatever you want, seriously, anything at all for you. Just please let me fix this. I can't say no to that. Yes, kill them with kindness, as they say. Before I can celebrate, however, Natsuki puts up a finger. But I will say this. Your reasoning for all this stuff was fine, but I am not happy with how you went over my head to plan out this whole intervention and lied to get me to come over today. You should have just told me the truth and trusted that I'd listen to what you had to say. It's like a weird invasion of privacy the way you butt into my business. It implies that you know better than I do about what's best for me. Okay, That's totally fair, and I do agree that I shouldn't have lied to you. I'm sorry, I should have thought about how you'd feel in this situation. Another sigh escapes from her lips. It's fine, just don't do it again. Now let's head inside before I change my mind. Right, after you. As I follow her inside, I watch her hang up her coat and walk into the dining room. Even from outside the room, Sayori's surprise is audible. Hey Sayori, I'm glad you could join us for dinner. I didn't realize it was date night. I'm sorry for intruding, I'll get out of the way. No, Sayori, please stay. As I walk into the room behind Natsuki, I see that Sayori has already risen up from her chair and made it partway to the door before being stopped by Natsuki's words. I don't want to interrupt, so... No, Sayori, we insist, it's been too long. I watch my best friend's eyes dart between me and my girlfriend's. Her visible confusion is gnawing away at me. Now that Natsuki's brought it up, I realize that I shouldn't have tricked Sayori into coming either. At the time, I didn't see any other way to get the two of them together, but if I could have got Natsuki's blessing after having an honest conversation with her, Natsuki could have helped convince Sayori too. Not to mention that this must be a nasty surprise for the two of them. Sayori, it would mean a lot to me if you stayed, just for dinner if you want. You don't have to hang out with us after. Sayori's eyes plead with me for an out. I know how cautious she's tried to be around the two of us, so this must have blindsided her. Sure, I'll stay for dinner if it's not a burden. Not at all, please make yourself at home. But it's my home. I barely managed to croak out the words. Natsuki's stare is enough to shut me down. Looks like she's taking it from here. The night has gone surprisingly well so far. No one's died from my cooking yet, at least. Or from an angry pink-haired tsundere. So I'd say that's a win in my book. The good news is, I'm currently walking out with dessert. It's that same cupcake again. Serve cupcakes, made and decorated by yours truly. Actually, I don't know how they turned out. I was too scared to try in one beforehand. I never tried baking without Natsuki around before, and it was an interesting experience to say the least. Ooh, cupcakes! Well, would you look at that? Stole my whole gimmick! Both girls grin broadly at me. I chuckle. Now they won't be as good as yours, besides you can make cookies too, remember? And don't you forget it! With that, she takes one out and bites into it. Sayori is quick to follow suit. Well? I can't tell whether they're good or not from their reactions, but at least it isn't bad enough to make them spit it out. At least Sayori gives me a thumbs up. Natsuki is first to finish her mouthful, so she looks at me dead in the face. Mark, serious question. What, are they that good? Actually, better idea, come to the kitchen. I quietly follow behind her. Where's the sugar in your kitchen? Huh? Confused, I grab the sugar from the pantry. Right here? I hold up a clear glass container. Huh? Where is the salt? Then it dawns on me. No, I didn't. You're pulling my leg. There's no way in hell I messed that up. She's screwing with it. She has to be. They look completely different. I'm not that stupid. I know it. Right? She walks over to the pantry, pulls out a matching set of the salt. This here is salt. You don't say. Apparently I have to. The one in your hand, that's sugar. That's the one you put in the cupcakes. It's at this point I see Sayori glance over me with a conflicting look on her face. She looks over me, takes a piece of her cupcake and shoves it into my mouth. Huh? It's remarkably sweet. Wait. Now that was mean. I watch Natsuki burst out into laughter. Sayori shakes her head, offering me some more cupcake. I can't believe... Natsuki, you were screwing with me? You know how hard I worked on those? I know, and I'm sorry. A mischievous grin crosses her face. Consider it payback for what you pulled today. I sigh. Can't argue with that, I suppose. Sayori finally chimes in. That wasn't very nice, Natsuki. I know, but this time he deserved it. No, she's totally right, I deserve that. Yeah, let's pull another prank on Mark together next time, Sayori. We'll turn you into a prank master in no time. Really? That does sound like fun. Really, I've got a lot of ideas for what we can do. Haha. Sayori beams at Natsuki, and the message silently seems to pass between them. But I'll have you know, I'm not a beginner at the pranks. I used to pull a lot of them with Mark when we were kids. In that case, you Mark should try pulling one on me if you can. Sayori nods cheerfully, clearly understanding what Natsuki is saying. Leave it to Natsuki to try fixing relationship in such a roundabout way. But I guess it's not her style to outright say, I want you and Mark to start hanging out again. I don't know if we should keep pulling food pranks though. Those cupcakes are so good. No one deserves to have their food made fun of like that. It reminds me of your cakes, Natsuki. Ah, it's her recipe? Well, mostly. I've been experimenting a little lately, just never on my own. Natsuki stops her giggling and faces Sayori. He's not as good as me yet, that's for sure. But hey, he's getting there. Why the hell are we hearing Ohio Sayori while I'm on this Natsuki ride anyway? The night continues, with the three of us watching TV until late in the night. Oh shit, hang on a minute. I need to do something real quickly. I need to upload a video. Alright, there. I just needed to make sure that a video would be uploaded today. Anyway. I called that mission successful if there ever was one. And all it cost was my dignity. Okay, so is this the good ending? I guess. Although, but I still feel like it's a bit weird that I have to defend, that I can't defend Sayori like that. But, yeah, well, again, whatever. Good morning, sweethearts. Mom, it's 9 PM here. I know, I was just joking about. Anyway, how was your day today? Was school alright? Yeah, my day was okay. Nothing really out of the ordinary. We had a good chat with Sayori yesterday, though. Good to hear. I hope she's doing well. She's doing just fine. How about you? Any plans for today? I don't really have many, to be honest. I woke up an hour ago, and I don't have any meetings until late in the afternoon. So I think some city exploration is in order. That sounds fun. Make sure to bring me a souvenir. Why? So you can add it to that junk pile you call a bedroom? I don't think so. Rude. I hear Mom snicker on the other end of the line. I have you know my room is perfectly clean. Lucky for Natsuki, huh? Do you really want the answer to that question? Suddenly I hear the doorbell ring. What was that? The doorbell. What's someone doing here this late? My voice trails off as I realize I've been in this situation before. Someone at my door late at night? I'm gonna go, man. Talk to you later. Hey. Don't answer that doorbell, mister. It could be dangerous. I know. Alright, call me soon, okay? Yeah, I will do. Yeah, will do. See you later. Be safe, sweetheart. Bye. I hang up and put my phone in my pocket. Reluctantly, I walk over to the door and open it. Oh, Jesus, not again. Natsuki, shut up. I was just... Shut up. She shoves me aside and storms into my house. I cautiously trail behind her. Should I? Just don't say anything, okay? She sits on the couch with her arms crossed, actively avoiding eye contact. I can almost physically feel how tense the air is right now. Unsure what to do, I stand up to get a glass of water. Another situation where I don't know what to do or say. I love Natsuki, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I really wish that she didn't have such a prickly side to her personality. Or maybe it's more like I wish she communicated more easily. Hey, she doesn't respond. Listen, Natsuki. I said shut up, I don't want to talk about it. Hey, why are you snapping at me? All I'm trying to do is help you. I don't want your help. Okay, now I'm starting to get mad. I'm not one to get angry normally, but the circumstances here are a lot different. I've done so much for Natsuki up to this point, and this is how she repays me? Why not? You're my fucking girlfriend! It's what I'm meant to do. I just don't. I scoff. Alright, fine then. I'm calling the police. Natsuki, is that a wheeze? I'm calling the police. Beep beep beep. 911, what's your emergency? Oh, that's a micro. 911, what's your is that a police? I'm calling the police. Beep beep beep. 420, what you smoking? Sorry. Natsuki jumps from the couch. She clenches her fist as her eyes burn a hole in the wall. Burn a hole behind me. Don't even fucking think about it. I'm not sitting by any longer. I'm not sitting by letting your dad beat you again, Natsuki. You don't want to tell me what happened, so yeah, I'm calling the police. If you call the police, then we're done. You hear me? At this point, I don't care. I take my phone out of the back of my pocket and begin to dial 911. God, why do you always meddle with my life? Cause I love you, goddammit! What kind of boyfriend would I be if I let you get hurt? Natsuki stops dead in her tracks. Once again, silence falls between us. Neither of us dare to say anything. I notice Natsuki's eyes wander as if she's scanning the room. I'm tempted to continue dialing, but for some reason I can't bring myself to. What if she was serious? I know I said I didn't care, but that was a heat of the moment assertion. I care a lot. Now what's gonna happen? Finally, I notice Natsuki's expression has softened. Her face is slightly red, and her unbruised eye is twitching. Suddenly, she speaks. Please, don't. Natsuki's voice begins to tremble, causing all my anger to disappear, seemingly in an instant. She begins to shake as fresh tears rush down her cheeks. Without hesitation, I rush over and reach out to wrap my arms around her. But I abruptly stop when she flinches at my sudden movement. Don't touch me! I back up, holding my hands in the air. Okay, I won't do anything you don't want me to. Natsuki slumps back onto the couch, hugging her arms around herself. I slowly settle down on the seat next to her, taking care not to touch her. Only Natsuki's stifled sniffles break the heavy silence that lies between us. We sit like this for what seems like an hour, even though realistically it's probably only been a couple minutes. It looks like Natsuki's finally stopped trying to hold herself back too, as she's now crying waterfalls into her hands. The voice of emotion overcomes me. I find myself crying as well. I can't even begin to describe what I'm feeling right now. It's almost as if every single emotion just hit me like a brick. No, not every single emotion. There's one I can easily pinpoint. Fear. I'm scared, for myself and for Natsuki. This is the most vulnerable either of us have ever been with each other, and I'm afraid of what's going to happen next. Our sobbing eventually abates, and we wipe our tears away. We stare into each other's eyes, neither of us having the strength to say anything. Normally the tension in the air would have made me uncomfortable, but I'm too tired to care. Mark, Natsuki, I'm scared. I know, I'm scared too. Hold me. I smile, of course. Hi. Natsuki crawls up next to me and lets me wrap my arms around her. I try my best not to touch her bruises, but she still squirms a tiny bit. I gently stroke her hair as we both finally calm down. Hey, I speak in a hushed voice. We need to do something. Yeah, I know. I don't want him to get arrested. I know, Natsuki, I know. I hold her a little bit tighter. But hear me out, okay? I know you love him and I understand his situation, but you can't keep justifying things like this. You need to turn him in. I'm sorry, but he's dangerous. I know. This really isn't okay. It's just really hard for me to accept it because he's my dad. I know you're right. Wait, what? She's not arguing with me? You were always right. You were right when I first told you. And you're right now. Right now. After going through all this, I can't forgive him, no matter how hard I try. So yeah, we should go to the police. I feel as if a huge weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. Don't worry, we will, soon. I'm not letting him hurt you again. Natsuki turns away and sighs. You say the stupidest stuff, Mark. I hate how I love it so much. I love. Well, that's what I'm known for. I love you, Natsuki. I love you too, dummy. We hold each other closer. My heart is racing. But from what, I'm not sure of it. I'm not sure of. Fear, anticipation, pure adrenaline? Hey, what? You want to call now? The police? No, not really. I want to get my stuff from my house first. What about your dad? He's probably off drinking somewhere. If I go in the morning, he won't be there, I swear. Oh, different save, different save, different save, different save. What the hell did I save there? Can't remember, I'll save here. Persist or leave it be. Nah, fuck that. I'm not letting you go there alone, Natsuki. Either I'm coming with or you're not going at all. I don't know, Natsuki. I don't want to risk it. I told you I'll be fine. I know, I'm just being cautious. It's not like the police aren't going to let you get your stuff, though. There's nothing we lose if we do it now. Mark, sorry, I just don't want to take any unnecessary risks. I care about you too much to do that. There's a long silence as Natsuki ponders my suggestion. Eventually she sighs deeply and starts talking. I guess you're right. I don't want to take any risk either. Are you sure they'll let me get my stuff? I'm certain. Yeah, of course. What the fuck? Why the hell wouldn't they? Alright, I trust you then. Don't call them right now though. I want to stay like this for a little bit. Of course. I'll do it sometime tonight. Okay. Yeah, no way I'm letting you go there alone. Like, if you're going there, I'm coming with. Like, you know, I'm not letting you go there just on your own. That's way too fucking risky when you're still possibly in a mood like that. Beep beep beep. Beep beep beep. Nay! Without opening my eyes, I hit the snooze button on my alarm clock. Unfortunately, the damage has already been done. With an irritated groan, I blearily sit up and check the time. Just about 9, huh? I'm up pretty early. I get out of bed, strip naked, and head for the shower. Is Natsuki still here? The hot water hits my face and runs down my chest, forcefully jolting myself awake. I go through my usual shower routine, silently thinking to myself. Showers are the best place to just think about stuff and reflect on everything. I guess that's why they're called shower thoughts. Regardless, I'm certainly in no short supply on things to contemplate, especially given everything that's happened recently. By the way, where to even begin? The morning after Natsuki stayed at my place, after a long talk, Natsuki and I went to the police station. From there, everything became hectic really quickly. In truth, it's all a huge blur of questioning and sitting in a bullpen for hours on end. I don't remember a lot of the specifics. They labeled me as a witness. It was a really long day, but in the end, they brought Natsuki's dad in, and he ended up confessing to the abuse. Definitely the scariest part of the whole ordeal was when the alternative care services said Natsuki was going to have to stay at a child care institution as she didn't have any nearby relatives. One of the few things I remember clearly from that day was the expression Natsuki gave me when we heard that. She was scared. And rightfully so too. All the stories I've heard about childcare institutions like that haven't exactly been the best. I wanted her to stay with me, but the police said that she could only live with someone who could act as her guardian. And since my mom is out abroad, I didn't exactly want to adopt my girlfriend. Yeah, that makes sense. As much as that annoyed me at the time, I couldn't disagree with their reasoning. Besides, we got really lucky anyway. This really sweet older couple offered to foster Natsuki almost as soon as the notice was put out. A couple of days and a good amount of paperwork for everyone involved later, here we are. Fully washed, I turned the water off and began drying myself off. Man, there's so many dirty dishes, and with Natsuki coming over soon, I should really clean these up. As I'm cleaning up, it dawns on me just how different things are for Natsuki now. She's been through so much. And I can only imagine how crazy life must be for her. She's living with a new set of parents, her dad's in custody. I don't know how she's managed to pull on a brave face and soldier through it all. She might be small, but her bravery knows no bounds. Well, there are two other girls, Yuri and Natsuki, and they also soldier on beyond belief. Don't forget them. Ah, right as I finished with the dishes too. I'm back! And as loud as ever. Oh, shut up, you know you missed me. I can't argue with that. Man, it's great to see you again, Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice seeing you too, Mark. Natsuki walks over and we share a gentle hug. You can still tell that hugs feel slightly foreign to Natsuki, as the way she embraced me doesn't feel as natural as it does with someone like Sayori. Still, I'm glad that she's able to give out hugs more freely than before. Just sliding on in. Hi. It's been a while since we've baked anything in here. Yeah, I've missed it, to be honest. Same. I guess that means we have to bake extra cupcakes to make up for all the time we lost. Sounds like a plan to me. Just don't expect me to eat a lot of them. I've been trying to watch myself as of late. Really? Yeah, I was stress eating a lot through the whole transfer ordeal, so I'm trying to be better. That's good. I want you to be healthy. Maybe I should go on a diet too. Is that a joke? Duh. Besides, it's too much work. And anyway, Mayu and Takahiro said I needed to start eating more protein. I nod my head in agreement. Probably the best to listen to him. Yeah. No, I've been meaning to ask, by the way. Yeah? How has it been going? With your foster parents, I mean? They've been good, actually. They're both really nice to me. It's been a bit hard adjusting, but they helped a lot. That's a relief. I'm guessing that they've been making you eat. Yeah, Takahiro is the chef of the house, but he's really not that good. But I can't bring myself to tell him his cooking stinks. Don't tell him I told you that, though. Don't worry, I'm not a snitch. Good. I was thinking about helping Takahiro cook dinner too. Yeah, that's a great idea. Not only would you get to show off your cooking, but you also get to bond over it. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear everything is going alright. How have you been feeling about all of this, though? I'm fine. I did just say I've been eating more. Something tells me Natsuki's not simply just okay. Natsuki, you know what I mean. It's okay to still feel negative emotions, you know, even if your circumstances have changed. Natsuki takes a moment to answer me, but it doesn't look like she's trying to hide anything. It's more like she's avoiding thinking about the subject. Yeah, I mean, I went to the station this morning. I pause, eyeing her. Why would you do that? I can see Natsuki shrug, biting a lip. I wanted to see my dad. I reflectively stopped the urge to panic. She's obviously got a good reason, and jumping to conclusions won't do any good for anyone. Why? Can I be honest with you, Mark? Oh, I don't like where this is going. I really, really don't like where this is going. I miss him. Wait, what? I know he was awful and he hurt me, but he wasn't always like that. He's still my dad. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I can't help it. I'm the reason this happened after all. Not directly, but if I hadn't said anything, he wouldn't be in jail. I don't think that I would want to go back to that, obviously. I just wish I could have done something different. He's not a bad person, okay? I take a deep breath. I can't look away from Natsuki's eyes. She's pleading with me to give her a bone. What? Anything to make her not feel insane after all she's been through. All I can do is smile at her, hoping to convey that I understand. Well, not really understand, but at least accept what she's saying. I know, I wish I could have done something else. Gone about this a different way too, but that's just how it happens. We can't change the past. As much as I might not want to, I hold my tongue. I can't say I'm thrilled by this revelation. The man beat her senseless. Worse still, it could have gone worse if no one had intervened. I feel betrayed. As I tried to do All I tried to do was keep her safe, but it feels like she walks willingly back into the lion's den just to see if it would bite her. I just can't believe what I'm hearing. I close my eyes in an attempt to calm the emotion welling up in the deep recess of my mind. No. If I want this relationship to succeed, I need to trust my partner. Either she's crazy or I am. Though perhaps we both are, but that said, was that a bad... But who said that was a bad thing? It's at that moment I realized something. She's changed the way she talks about him. After everything she's been through. I can't blame her. She's grown so much over the past few months that if you compared her to the way I met her and now, she'd be almost unrecognizable. But I wouldn't change one thing about her. I truly wish we could have resolved her home problems in a better way, or one that allowed her to be guilt-free, but that's a fantasy. I know you're upset with me, but I had to. I needed to know why. I can't explain it. I don't expect you to understand. Just, I need you to trust me. She looks up at me with pleading eyes. It's times like this, when we're so close, that I can really feel the difference in height and stature. She's tiny, like a kitten. Of course I trust you. You don't need to explain yourself to me. I hold her tight, lightly stroking the back of her head, just like you would would to a cat. Thank you, Wag, for everything. I really do love you. I know, I'll always be here for you, no matter what. I love you too. It takes us a long time for us to finally part. It had only been a few weeks, but it had felt like forever. Hey. Yeah? Please don't let go of me, alright? Okay, so that is the good ending. There we go. Okay, so you need to apologize instead of defend Sayori. And you need to not pay her all the money. Or give her all the money. Okay. Well, I feel a bit stupid that Natsuki's route has way more endings than any other routes, because of course Natsuki is my least favorite character in the game, so I'm like, why? And also, a lot of things felt a bit weird, but that could just be me. And the toughest choice in the game was with Natsuki's route for some weird reason. And then if you had already made an incorrect choice beforehand, then the choice didn't matter. But okay, yeah, that is the three main routes. Because the only thing that's left is to check out Monika's stuff. And then I've done everything. But I'll do that in the next episode, of course. Don't know how much there is. Okay, but yeah, Sayori, I guess Natsuki has 4 endings. Like, this one's the good one, then you've got the one where the club dissolves, then you've got the one where we're all just regular friends, and where we are not in a relationship anymore. You. You're breathtaking. And then this is the good ending, and then then there's one more ending where you do apologize, but you do pay the money. Oh, so you finally made it, huh? All 3 routes, all 3 good endings. Back in February 2018, I never would have imagined that trying DDLC would have had such long-lasting ripples on my life. It's extremely cliched, but DDLC is perhaps the most influential game I've ever played. Not only did it finally give me the chance to try my hand at writing, a hobby I've always wanted to try, but it also gave me the opportunity to meet some wonderful people who I otherwise never would have had the chance to meet. More importantly, the DLC opened my eyes to the world of Japanese media. With two... What? What the hell does that... What the hell does that say? With... I really can't read that. I'm sorry. With two... I guess that says two. With two... being... and... Shoya. Then told me the important lessons of never judging a book by its cover. Sorry, but I seriously can't make out the handwriting, but I'm terrible at making out handwriting to begin with, so that's alright. Working on this project for over 2 years was extremely difficult. The stress of keeping the entire plot together was really persuasive, I guess that says there. And I'd die awake for many nights wondering if it would be worth it. In the end, I'm glad I pulled through, partially because I wanted to prove to myself that I could stick to a new hobby, but also because I wanted to share my story in the hope that it would have a positive input on someone's life. I really hope that you enjoyed delving. I really hope you enjoyed delving back into the world of DDLC, and if this mod made you smile, if just for one person, that I think it's all been worth it. Well, you mostly made me cry, but alright. As a final goodbye, I'd just like to give anyone wanting to start writing a piece of advice. Just start. Cliched. Tried and true. I know, but it's the most honest advice I could give you. You never know where it'll take you. I didn't know in February 2018, and I'm proud of where I am now. Sir San Swampert. PS to all my fellow Deus and friends? Devs. It's a V, it's not a U. I thought it was a U, so like Deus is like, oh, that's Latin for gods. Or like, you know, like what? But no, devs. To all my fellow devs and friends who kept a continual stream of encouragement, thank you. The mod wouldn't be here without you guys. Oh, another one. Hello, and congrats on reaching all three good endings. Anime, manga, and visual novels have been passions of mine for my entire life. I grew up on Doraemon and Chibi Maruko-chan, whoever they may be. And as the years passed, I explored every genre out there. Yes, I had the typical shoujo manga phase in middle school, and even fangirled over yaoi or something, and Yuri in high school. I have always loved the way these types of media have never been afraid to push the boundaries on their limitations. Despite technically being cartoons, anime and manga addressed serious concerns and adult matters. Why is there a random I there? They were able to utilize the art of their mediums to convey certain messages that could not be conveyed through live action. As for visual novels, it amazes me that they can allow us to form such a deep attachment to fictional characters. A well-written visual novel is wonderful in that it encourages you to actively empathize with the characters. Yeah, exactly. You guys did a very wonderful job at that. To walk in their shoes so that you can make the appropriate choice when the time comes. Yeah. Like you, as a player, I would have tried for all the good endings that Blue Skies included, and as someone who enjoys 100%ing visual novels, I would have felt awful, as I always do, when purposely choosing the incorrect choice for the bad endings. Well, I haven't done that. I skipped Yuri's. I've never seen Yuri's bad. I know what you need to do in order to reach it, but I've skipped Yuri's bad ending. I just know that she sort of commits suicide, I believe. And we all know what happens when the bad ending for Sayori happens around. But luckily I didn't reach that either, and yeah, alright, whatever. Even after, my wish is that through blue skies I have helped you feel the same way too. Well, yeah, pretty much. Even after the many sleepless nights I spent hunched over my drawing tablet and squinting at countless pages of writing and code, I wouldn't change a thing about my experience with blue skies. It has introduced me to a singularly extraordinary, albeit sometimes fanatical community, and to many incredible modders. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to make this mod. Without you, the player, I wouldn't have had a reason to undergo such a project, and for that you have my sincere gratitude. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Blue Skies, and I hope you had fun doing so. See you, space cowboy. Okay, that's the good ending then for the Natsuki routes. Nice. Okay, so that when you get all the good endings, you get them all together. Okay, so yeah, that is it. The Natsuki routes. Final thoughts? Well, I didn't have too many crying episodes with the Natsuki routes. It was definitely very hard to see her with a bleeding nose and a bruised eye and all that type of stuff. So yeah, Act 3 was a bit weird to me. I mean, I loved Act 1 where you could spend time with Sayori, and I thought like, alright, well, I hope that doesn't come bite me in the ass, but that didn't really matter too much. Or maybe it did. Maybe if you don't spend any time with Sayori, you can't fix the things between Sayori and Yuri, Sayori and Natsuki when you choose that option or whatever. Maybe. But yeah, I did think that the third act was a bit, especially when I first thought, when I said, oh, I'm keeping the money in the end. I'm not working. I'm not going to quit the club. I'm going to keep working on the club and, help Natsuki that way. And then afterwards I said, yeah, you're leaving the club, bye. And then, oh yeah, you're suddenly not friends with Sayori anymore, bye. Like, that felt extremely off. Like, I don't know why that was there in that way, but alright. Yeah, that was like by far the weirdest part, in my opinion. All the other stuff was like, alright, just because of different choices I made. But that was really weird. Like, randomly I was not friendly with Sayori anymore, even though literally the episode before that happened, I brought Sayori to my house to hang out, to meet the mom of the character. And then after that they suddenly said, after Valentine's Day you haven't been on speaking terms with Sayori. Like, no, that's literally not true. So that was a bit weird. But other than that, it's like, yeah, okay, the story was pretty good. It is, of course, a very delicate thing, of course, because Natsuki didn't want the help to be helped by she didn't want to be that I would call the police on her dad and stuff, but But yeah, overall, I still think that my favorite route was Yuri's route in the beginning. And yeah, I think that was my favorite route overall. I had by far the most heartfelt moments with Yuri's route, just seeing her, and then how she mentioned that she thought that she was worthless, and Natsuki did that a little bit too, but like it wasn't as how do you phrase this correctly? With Yuri, it was like that was mainly the problem. She had very low self-esteem and therefore like beat herself down a lot of times, and it was very tough to see that. And with Natsuki, she was fighting to stay positive, even though she literally had someone beating her down, like literally. So she had to try to be friendly and positive all the time and stuff. So And of course, Sayori's ride was an extremely close second. But the only thing I didn't like about Sayori's ride was just that there was barely any choices to be made. The only significant choice I felt I needed to make was the choice where I should go with her towards therapy, yes or no. That was like the only significant choice I needed to make with Sayori's route. And it was super easy because of course I said yes. So, there wasn't really any more. So that's why I didn't like Sayori's route as much as I liked Yuri's route. I liked Yuri's route more because Yuri's ride had more choices, so a bunch more. They weren't necessarily too difficult, but there were a lot more choice in there. There were a couple difficult things in there too, and I just like Yuri's character a lot more than Natsuki's. So Yuri's character is awesome. I really like her as well. And I do like the routes. Again, the only thing was I felt there was a bit lack of choice. There was like one significant choice, and then maybe a couple ones that I don't even remember, and then that was good. That was it. Good ending. Good job. And then Natsuki's one, I feel like least favorite character, but she has the most amount of endings. It's also a bit like okay, and then she has the toughest decision, but then the result doesn't really matter because if you make an earlier decision that is different, then that super tough decision doesn't matter too much either. So, and of course, I'm also a bit, I'm making a judged call here, kind of, like I'm not properly judging Natsuki's ride because I already don't like Natsuki's character that much at all. So obviously I'm going to be very sarcastic when I look through it. I'm not the best person. I don't have the most objective view. Like maybe I think Yuri's ride is cooler because I like Yuri's character way more than I like Natsuki's character because I think Natsuki's character is not that interesting, and that's why I don't like Natsuki's ride that much. But yeah, in general, I like Yuri's ride the most out of the three. I think it had the most interesting storyline. With Yuri, the reason why Yuri did her self-harm, why she started with that, and how I got to get involved with it, and how with the fact that she thought that she herself was so worthless, and how that was, and that really affected me very, very heavily. Just seeing someone like Yuri, who is friendly, extremely kind, patient, awesome, and very interesting just as a person that you want to hang out with, that life hasn't treated her that kindly at all. That everyone else always thought that she was weird, that no one paid any attention to her, and she always thought that it was her fault, because that was in her mind the only reason, the only logical explanation. And then also then also, her self-harm, why that started, how it started, and then just added up all over time. And just, the entire story, how that it was written well, it affected me heavily. I spent here like 2-3 episodes crying or something while I was on Yuri's route. And then by far the most heartfelt, the most kind thing she did was, after that argument we had, she made lunch just because, and then still she thought that she didn't do anything in our relationship, even though she was just being the most ridiculously kind person in the universe. And I was like, why does that dark cloud in your brain forces you not to see that? So so I like Yuri's ride the most because the choices, the story, Yuri as a character, and also the way it affected me heavily. So Yuri's ride was my favorite, then Sayori's is second. I also love the story that it was on. Also, kind of, it affected me very heavily too, kind of the same as what happened with Yuri. A lovely, friendly person thinking that she is the cause of all the evil in our world, essentially, which was extremely heavy for me to see, because I just wanted to get it through that dark cloud in her brain that is not true. Because, her depression was trying to, trying to win a battle there, The depression wanted her to kill herself, and of course she didn't want to, and I didn't want to either, and that's what she said in the end, like the rain couldn't bring out that tiny ember. That's what I could provide, at least, to fucking constantly hold in there and lift her spirits up as much as I could possibly do. Which I thought was very cool as well, just the way that was written. And you know, how it developed with how she got the therapy and how she eventually thought, again, I think I'll go on my own now, and you know, that type of stuff. But the only thing I didn't like about Sayori's ride was the... the only thing I didn't like about Yuri's ride was that argument. I mean, I understand that it needed to be there, but the way it started was a bit weird to me. But other than that, like, Yuri's ride was completely fine. Then the only thing I didn't like about Sayori's ride was just the lack of choice. There was only one significant choice I needed to make, in my opinion, and that choice was super easy. So, yeah, there wasn't anything too specific there. And then all the rest was just no choice at all. So, and that's the only thing I didn't like about Sayori's route. And then Natsuki's route, it was very different, because of course Natsuki's problem is a lot different too than what Sayori and Yuri are going through. So the way it develops is different too, and also I also do feel like that they could have possibly done a bit more with that shoplifting, because it was kind of heavy, or like in serious in Act 2. But then after that, it never happened again. And then I just had a job. And then that job was all of a sudden the focus point. You know, I had a job, and then I needed to pay money for Natsuki's dad. And then I could possibly give her all the money I had that my mom had given me. And then I would financially support myself because of that job. And I couldn't go to the club again because of my job. You know, like, the focus was on that job a whole lot. And I feel like the focus could, maybe should. But again, I'm not a story writer, so don't take that too seriously what I'm saying here, but maybe I could have focused a bit more on Natsuki and how she dealt with the situation at home. Because now I felt like a lot of things were about how I dealt with that job. Like, you know, that's like a different story. That's for a different mod. How MC leaves the club and then, you know, like, feels guilty that he left the club or something. You know, like, that felt like a different story. And how heavily they implied that, what's it called? That shoplifting stuff in the beginning. I felt like that was going to be more severe later on. So yeah, that could have, that. And the fact that super hard choice was in there, and then it didn't really matter if you already made an incorrect choice earlier. I mean, I guess from a gameplay development that makes sense, so that you don't have to work so that you don't have to do ridiculous, ungodly amounts of unnecessary work, but still. From a story point of view, it looked a bit weird. But yeah, Natsuki's ride was my least favorite, but that's also partly because Natsuki's my favorite character in general, so that's also why. So yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on all the routes and all blue skies, but we're not done yet. We are not done yet, because there's one here that I haven't seen. Oh wow, there are a whole bunch I haven't seen. Well, then maybe for the Monika thing, because in the next episode we're not going to a new mod just yet, because there is some Monika stuff here. Monika's first exclusive, Monika's second exclusive, and then Monika's Sunday scene. So in the next episode, I will be going on Monika's route, and then we'll see what happens there. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Avete.